Hi guys, it's Lynn again. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this, my name's Lynn. I am an overseas student from Vietnam who had the privilege to study and work in the UK for the last 10 years, and throughout that time I have gathered a lot of meaningful lessons that had made me become who I am today as a person, and I would like to use this channel to share that with you guys. And if you are starting a new journey, to all you are at my age, we are going through life and learning what life is all about. Okay, let's jump straight in. So the lesson that I would like to share today is how do I stop caring what other people think. And I think that is a fundamental mindset that we all need to have to live the life in our term and to build that strong mindset. So whatever happened in your life, whatever throughout you stay strong, you to fit and carry on and be you, you do you, and as long as you can make yourself happy, and you have to make yourself happy first before you can go out there and help others. So let's start with a quote from Warren Buffett. The moment that you stop caring about what other people think, you are living your inner scorecard. So that inner scorecard, that concept is lived by the most successful investor in the world. He has set this inner scorecard. So that's like internal card that you have for yourself. You define your own success and nobody else can do that. As long as you have your success defined by you and only you and not anybody else, and you don't have to compare yourself to any other people. You just need to compare to the last version of yourself, and as long as you make 1% improvement every single day, that's for me is enough. If you start observing the conversation that the majority of people that you work with are saying, 90% of the conversation will be complaining about something, or the energy price is going up, or so and so is doing this, or cheating on somebody. People love negativity. Go back to the news that we see every single day. Negative news travel fast. People tune in to something bad that happened. You don't really hear on the news, about some so and so are being kind, so and so are living in that society when we're surrounded by people and we're listening to, or that we tune into, or that got one video when I talk about minimalism and how it has changed my life. I'm practicing not just minimalism in terms of materialistic thing. I also want to have the minimal approach in how I think. What kind of information do I have vested into my brain, taking in all the positive vibes from people, or do I get myself into the toxic conversation that doesn't add extra value into my life? If I start hearing people talking bad things about other people, I try to maybe stay away from that, because I don't think it's not really up to me. Fortunately, we're living in a complaining culture that if you work in customer service, for example, because people are encouraged to give their feedback, they would have compensation, so that encouraging the complaint culture. I used to be like that, and maybe like going back to my younger self version where I was so scared to analyze on what other people would have think. For example, when I first came over, I could not speak much English. I even got lost at Munich airport because the plane was stopped for 2 hours and I thought it was Manchester, so I just took my luggage and walked around the airport and was too afraid to ask questions because I thought that people would not want to speak to me, or I might say something incorrectly, might not have the correct pronunciation. Or even when I was here, initially I was really shy. I didn't want to speak much to other people because in my mind throughout the day is all that little negative that my brain trying to create to put me go back to my comfort zone so that I don't need to make that conversation to people. I was too scared of being judged by other people. I know that I want to get myself away from that mindset. I want to live life on my own term, and in this gap year when I search for what's the meaning of life, how do we live a fulfilling life, what would define the success, and that's probably the reason why I'm making this video. If you are over-analyzing yourself, if you are giving yourself that negative thoughts, then this is time for you to put a stop into that and define and go brave, getting out of your comfort zone and expanding your horizon. Be brave enough to say, that's enough, I don't want to be a majority and dare to be different. Why should you stop caring about what other people think? It's literally pointless. These negative thoughts, it's just what your brain created for you is the assumption that you are making inside your own mind. No one else, they might just too busy with their own bubble. They probably would just be trying to be polite and listen to your negative things, but they have their own problem that they need to sort out. All these fake thoughts that's your mind creating. Your silly brain. I know the brain, that's the most powerful organ in your body. The brain that could change your life or destroy your life. The brain that creates the mindset. And unfortunately, even though technology advances, your brain is still how it was how many billion years ago. It hasn't evolved into another equip so that overcome all these constant input into your mind. So you have to filter it, protect that brain. Our instincts is just that we thrive to be admired by other people. We praise to have that admiration from your peer, the pride from your peers, and we feel envy when somebody else has something else better than us, and we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people because that's a surviving mode. Our brain is wired that way. You have to take it away, recognizing that is our weakness, recognizing that you have to put a full stop into it, reserve that mental capacity so that you can do something else that's useful, something else that's adding extra value to you and other people. The other thing is that overthinking take away your ability to live in your own terms. And when I was working in a community pharmacy, we used to hand out patient leaflet feedback, and when it's positive feedback from patients, the day ultimately becomes so much better. But when we have a negative or when we have a big complaint, the whole day it's just so dull. Everybody is like in a negative mood. No one really wants to make any conversation. But then I got to the point when I realized, why do I exert certain behavior based on somebody else's opinion, and why do I give other the controller for my own life? It's like they have a controller and they press happy or sad mode. If they give me positive feedback, I'm happy. If you give me negative feedback, I'm sad. Am I a robot for people to controlling? No, I don't want to give them that opportunity. I am as who I am. As long as I do my best, and that's all I can do. There's always gonna be room for improvement. If you make mistake, yeah, we all make mistake, as long as you learn from it, and that's all. Constant conversation that I have to remind myself to, let's take a big step into trying to control my emotion. Take charge. I am the director of my own life, and nobody else can have that card. Nobody else can have that priority authority to take control over my own life. So the second part of the video is, how do we stop caring about what other people think? Number one, in order to do that, I would suggest you to stay away from social media, or even trying to minimize it as much as you can. Do you find yourself just going to your phone whenever you have any spare moment, when you're waiting for the bus or waiting for the train or waiting for your takeaway to be done? Then you just go straight to your phone, scroll up social media and see what else is happening out there. That fear of missing out makes you want to tune in, but then your brain, that silly brain, will then straight away comparing yourself with your friends A who have managed to buy their house, they change into a nicer car. For you, it's never enough. You constantly comparing yourself. I'm not gonna lie, like I used to be in that constantly comparing myself to other. For now, I'm trying to have that enough goals post. For me, I have enough money, I have enough health, my relationships and my friendships are good, and for me that's enough, and everything else is out of my control. I don't really go on social media as much nowadays. Coping mechanism number two, you need to schedule your day. Every single day you have to spend half an hour to an hour to create a daily schedule, and in that day, apart from the moment when you sleep, you need to make sure that you have enough sleep, of course, but the rest of the time that you have to schedule so that you are so busy focusing on achieving your highlight, focusing on improving yourself by 1% minimum margin gain, too busy to build good habit into your life. Suggestion number three that I have for you is that one of the books that I find useful to help me reinforce the approach is the Daily Stoic, and they also have the Stoic journal with you. Stoicism is like an approach into life, and in Greek philosophy, they teach us the power to just focus on what we can control, ignore what we can't. So what we can control, I can control my action, my behavior, my emotion, and everything else, whether my health, I could partially taking control of my health by eating healthy diet, by exercise, but the other percent of overall health, it could be genetic, it could be external circumstances that happen to me that I would not be able to control it. So why should I sit and be worrying about it? Those are out of my control. control, and I accept that, and that's all that matters. And as Charlie Munger put it, we must earn and deserve the success we desire. That's it for me. It's a short and sweet video that I have for you guys today, when I decided to live life on my own terms, to live my inner scorecard, and to make myself happy first so I can make the world around me happy. This is the video that I would like to share with you so that you can go and live your inner scorecard. It's also a reminder for myself if I ever relapse and go back to my own autopilot and feeling anxious about other people's opinion or the negative opinion that doesn't really add value into my life. Thank you for listening. I hope you find it useful. If you have learned one lesson from the video, why not like and subscribe to my channel so that I can grow my channel and spread out the message to many more people. Thank you for listening again, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Bye bye.